This is Life Points with Rhonda, because every choice is a life point. Every decision shapes your love, your money, and your life's direction. So take a breath, open your mind. Are you ready for today's topic? Let's dive in. There are certain moments in time where the universe doesn't whisper, it interrupts. And this month, we are under the influence of a blue moon, a rare celestial event that doesn't just bring energy, it brings consequences. This is the kind of moon that reveals what you've been avoiding, the kind that forces endings where you've been holding on too long, the kind that pushes you into alignment whether you feel ready or not. So if you've been feeling emotionally stretched, if your relationships feel like they're shifting, if your money, your career, your health feels like it's under review, you're not off track. You're being recalibrated. Because May is not about comfort, it's about correction, it's about clarity. And for many of you, it's about closure. Now listen, this episode is powerful, but I'm going to be honest with you. This is just the surface layer. If you want the real messages, the intuitive downloads, the spiritual warnings, the shadow work, the exact rituals, and the energy behind who is affecting you personally, you need to join me on Patreon. That's where I go deeper into each Zodiac sign. No filters, no holding back, and yes, I do call things out directly. So if you're ready to actually understand what's happening in your life right now, not just hear a horoscope, make sure you subscribe and meet me there. Welcome to Life Points with Rhonda. I know that your time is valuable, so let's get started, okay? And really dive into what May 2026 is about to bring into your life. Your relationships, your finances, your mental and physical health, your decision-making, and the things you need to watch closely so you don't walk blindly into something that could have been avoided. Aries. This month is going to test your emotional maturity in ways you didn't expect. In relationships, you're being forced to confront the difference between passion and stability. You may find yourself drawn to intense connections, but the question becomes, are they healthy or are they just familiar patterns dressed up in excitement? If you're in a relationship, communication needs to slow down. You have a tendency this month to react before you fully understand, and that could create unnecessary conflict. Career-wise, this is a strong leadership month, but it comes with pressure. You're being watched, whether that's by management, clients, or people who see your potential. The opportunity is there, but impatience could sabotage it. Take your time making decisions, especially around the second and third week of May. Financially, you're stabilizing, but only if you stay disciplined. This is not the month to treat yourself every time you feel emotional. Emotional spending will be your biggest trap. Health and fitness are tied directly to stress levels. If you don't find a release, whether it's working out, journaling, or even stepping away from certain people, you're going to feel it physically. Things to watch out for: arguments escalating too fast, reconnecting with someone who hasn't changed, and burnout from trying to prove yourself. Teas: chamomile, lemon balm, and passion flower. Colors: red for strength, white for grounding. Numbers: 1, 9, 27. Power days: May 5th, 14th, 22nd. Taurus, this is your season, but don't get comfortable. This isn't about celebration, it's about transformation. Relationships are shifting in a way that forces you to evaluate loyalty versus stagnation. Just because something has been consistent doesn't mean it's been fulfilling. You may feel emotionally stretched because someone is asking more from you than you're used to giving, or you're realizing you've been giving without receiving. Career energy is steady, but here's the truth: you're being asked to evolve. If you stay in your comfort zone, you will miss opportunities that require flexibility and growth. This is especially important mid-month. Financially, this is a building phase. You can absolutely grow your money this month, but only if you stay grounded. Avoid lending money or overextending yourself to help others. It may not come back the way you expect. Health improves when you prioritize routine. Sleep, nutrition, and emotional balance are key. Stress may show up physically if ignored. Things to watch out for: holding on to something out of habit, ignoring emotional red flags, and resisting change. Teas: hibiscus, green tea, and rose blends. Colors: green, gold, and soft brown tones. Numbers: 6, 15, 24. Power days: May 10th, 18th, 29th, Gemini. May is activating your voice, but also your truth, and those two are not always the same. In relationships, communication becomes unavoidable. Conversations you've been putting off will find you, and you'll have to decide whether you're going to be honest or just keep things light to avoid discomfort. Career energy is extremely strong for networking, speaking, and expansion. If you've been thinking about launching something, promoting yourself, or stepping into visibility, this is your moment. But here's the catch. Consistency matters more than ideas this month. Financially, multiple opportunities may show up, but scattered energy could prevent real growth. Focus on one or two streams and build them properly. Health is mental this month. Overthinking, overstimulation, and too much input without rest will drain you. You need quiet time more than you realize. Things to watch out for: gossip, distractions, and saying yes to too many things. Teas: peppermint, spearmint, and clarity blends. Colors: yellow, light blue. Numbers: 3, 12, 21. Power days: May 7th, 16th, 25th. Cancer: May is going to feel like an emotional unveiling, but not in a way that breaks you, in a way that reveals you. In relationships, you are being called out of your protective shell. You've been guarding your heart, possibly due to past disappointments, but this month is going to show you that vulnerability is not weakness, it's clarity. Someone close to you may either step up in a way that surprises you or disappoint you in a way that forces you to see the truth. Either way, illusion is leaving. Career energy may feel uncertain at first, but don't mistake that for instability. You are being redirected. If something slows down or shifts, it's because something more aligned is trying to come in, but you have to trust the process instead of retreating. Financially, this is a month for protection, not risk. Focus on saving, organizing, and making sure your foundation is solid. Avoid emotional spending tied to comfort or nostalgia. Health and fitness are directly tied to emotional release. If you hold things in, your body will carry it. Cry if you need to. Rest when you need to. This is a healing month, not a pushing month. Things to watch out for: isolating yourself too much, ignoring emotional truths, and holding on to someone who is already emotionally checked out. Teas: rose, hibiscus, and heart-opening blends. Colors: silver, soft blue, pearl tones. Numbers: 2, 11, 20. Power days: May 4th, 13th, 23rd. Leo: May is not just asking you to shine, it's asking you to be real about what's behind the shine. In relationships, there's a strong theme of emotional authenticity versus performance. You may realize that in certain connections, you've been giving energy, attention, or even love in a way that keeps you admired, but not necessarily understood. This month challenges you to drop the performance and see who actually meets you in truth. For those in relationships, there may be a moment where your partner either rises to meet your emotional depth or reveals that they've been connecting with a version of you that isn't fully real. That realization alone can shift the entire dynamic. Career-wise, you are absolutely stepping into visibility. This is a month where your work, your voice, or your presence is being noticed, whether you're actively seeking it or not. But here's the pressure. Visibility comes with expectation. People are watching how you move, how you respond, how you lead. If you try to maintain an image instead of grounding yourself in consistency and integrity, you may feel overwhelmed. The opportunity is not just to be seen, but to be respected. Financially, there's a tendency to overspend this month, especially tied to appearance, status, or emotional reward. Be very mindful of "I deserve this" spending habits that don't align with your long-term goals. This is a month to invest in your future, not your image. Health and fitness require nervous system regulation. You may feel overstimulated, especially socially or professionally. Incorporate grounding practices, walking, stretching, quiet time, because your energy can burn fast this month. Things to watch out for: ego-based decisions, overextending yourself for validation, ignoring emotional needs, and staying in connections where you feel unseen but appreciated on the surface. Teas: ginger, turmeric, cinnamon blends for strength and grounding. Colors: gold for confidence, burnt orange for stability, deep amber for balance. Numbers: 5, 14, 23. Power days, May 8th, 17th, 26th. Virgo. Virgo. May is a turning point between control and trust. In relationships, you are being challenged to step out of your analytical comfort zone. You've been observing, calculating, and trying to figure things out emotionally. But this month asks you to feel without needing full certainty first. If you're in a relationship, someone may require emotional openness from you in a way that feels unfamiliar. If you're single, you may attract someone who disrupts your usual pattern, someone you can't easily categorize or predict. Career energy is extremely productive, but here's the truth. You're being prepared for a higher level. That means refining your skills, tightening your systems, and being willing to learn. This is not a stagnant month. If you stay in planning mode too long, you will miss opportunities that require action. Financially, you are stable, but your mindset may be holding you back. Overthinking investments, hesitating on decisions, or waiting for perfect timing could delay growth. Progress over perfection is your financial mantra this month. Health improves through cleansing, physically and mentally. Detoxing your body, decluttering your space, and even limiting digital noise will have a significant impact on your clarity and energy levels. Things to watch out for: overthinking decisions, self-criticism, delaying action, and trying to control outcomes that require trust. Teas, dandelion root, detox blends, peppermint for clarity. Colors: soft beige, olive green, muted earth tones. Numbers: 4, 13, 22. Power days: May 6th, 15th, 24th. Libra. Libra. This month is going to test your ability to choose yourself without guilt. In relationships, you may find yourself in situations where you've been maintaining peace at the expense of your own needs. The blue moon energy will not allow that to continue. You will either set boundaries or be pushed into a situation where boundaries become unavoidable. If you're in a relationship, this could be a defining moment where balance is either restored or clearly broken. Career brings decisions that may not feel comfortable but are necessary. You may be offered opportunities or paths that require you to prioritize your growth over others' expectations. This is not a month to people please your way into stability. You must choose alignment. Financially, shared finances, partnerships, or agreements need close attention. Read contracts carefully. Be mindful of who you trust with your resources. Health and fitness are directly tied to stress management. Emotional imbalance, especially from relationships, can show up physically. Prioritize peace, not just appearance of peace. Things to watch out for: indecision, avoiding confrontation, staying in imbalanced situations, and overcompromising. Teas: lavender, chamomile, and calming herbal blends. Colors: soft pink, blush tones, light purple. Numbers: 7, 16, 25. Power days: May 9th, 19th, 28th. Scorpio. Scorpio May is a month of deep internal and external transformation. In relationships, you are being pulled into truth, whether you've been ready for it or not. You may feel a strong emotional shift toward someone or away from someone, and it may not make logical sense at first. That's because this is an intuitive month for you. You are feeling beyond the surface. If something feels off, it is. If something feels deeper, it is. Trust it. Career energy is powerful. You are in a position to make strategic moves that could significantly impact your long-term direction. However, secrecy or holding too much in could work against you. This is a time to move wisely, but not silently to the point of isolation. Financially, opportunities may appear unexpectedly, but not all are aligned. Discernment is everything. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Health improves when you release emotional pressure. You tend to carry things internally, but this month your body will demand release through rest, expression, or even confrontation. Things to watch out for: control issues, emotional suppression, holding on to situations that have already transformed. Teas: black tea, root blends, grounding herbs. Colors: deep red, black, burgundy. Numbers: 8, 17, 26. Power days: May 11th, 20th, 30th. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, May is not just about expansion, it's about accountability for the life you say you want. You're a sign that thrives on freedom, exploration, and possibility. But this month is going to confront you with the truth. Growth without discipline turns into chaos. In relationships, this becomes very clear. You may find yourself in a situation where someone is asking for more consistency, more emotional presence, or more clarity about where things are going. If you've been keeping things light, undefined, or open-ended, that energy is going to be challenged. You're being asked, are you truly available for connection or just for experience? For those in relationships, this is a month where commitment is tested through action, not words. It's not about what you say you feel, it's about how you show up daily. If you've been inconsistent, distant, or emotionally unavailable, expect that to be addressed directly. And if you've been dealing with someone who mirrors those same traits, you may finally decide you want more stability than you thought. Career energy is expansive, but it requires focus. Opportunities may come in the form of travel, learning, new environments, or even stepping into something that feels outside your comfort zone. But here's the catch. You cannot treat everything like an experiment this month. Something needs your full commitment. This is the difference between dabbling and actually building something meaningful. Financially, this is a critical month for long-term thinking. You may feel tempted to spend on experiences, travel, or things that bring immediate joy. But the deeper lesson is about sustainability. Are you building a future or just enjoying the present? There's nothing wrong with pleasure, but imbalance will show quickly this month. Health and fitness are tied to structure. Your energy is naturally high, but without discipline, it becomes scattered. Movement is essential, walking, exercise, stretching, but consistency matters more than intensity. You don't need extremes, you need rhythm. Things to watch out for: escapism disguised as freedom, avoiding emotional responsibility, overcommitting without follow-through, and running from situations that require depth. Teas: green tea for clarity, yerba mate for energy balance, and ginger blends for grounded movement. Colors: deep purple for wisdom, royal blue for direction, and hints of gold for aligned expansion. Numbers: 9, 18, 27. Power days: May 12th, 21st, 31st. Capricorn. Capricorn. May is a defining month for your growth, but not just externally, internally. You are a sign that excels in structure, discipline, and long-term success. But this month challenges you to balance that with emotional presence. In relationships, you may realize that stability alone is not enough to sustain connection. You can provide, protect, and build. But if emotional intimacy is missing, the foundation begins to feel incomplete. If you're in a relationship, there may be a moment where your partner expresses a need for deeper emotional connection. This is not criticism, it's an invitation. The question is whether you're willing to open up beyond your comfort zone. If you're single, you may attract someone who challenges your usual guarded nature, someone who requires you to be seen, not just respected. Career is where you shine this month. Recognition, advancement, or increased responsibility is very likely. You are stepping into a higher level, and people are noticing your consistency and reliability. However, with that comes pressure. You may feel the weight of expectation building, and the key here is not to isolate yourself while carrying it. You don't have to do everything alone. Financially, this is one of your strongest months for building. Strategic decisions, long-term investments, and disciplined planning will work in your favor. However, avoid becoming so focused on accumulation that you forget to actually experience the life you're building. Health and fitness require balance. You are capable of pushing yourself hard, but burnout is a real risk this month if you ignore emotional stress. Your body will respond to what your mind suppresses. Things to watch out for: emotional detachment, overworking to avoid personal issues, carrying burdens silently, and neglecting personal needs for the sake of responsibility. Teas: black tea for grounding, ashwagandha blends for stress support, and herbal calming teas for emotional balance. Colors: dark green for growth, charcoal for stability, deep brown for grounding. Numbers: 10, 19, 28. Power days: May 3rd, 14th, 27th. Aquarius. Aquarius. May is a powerful internal shift for you, because while your mind is always active, this month is about your heart catching up. In relationships, Emotional presence is no longer optional. You may have been navigating connections from a logical, detached, or observational place. But now, something or someone is asking you to feel fully. This can feel uncomfortable, especially if you're used to maintaining independence and emotional distance. But here's the truth. Connection requires vulnerability, and this month is going to show you exactly where you've been holding back. If you're in a relationship, expect deeper conversations, emotional clarity, and possibly even moments where you have to confront your own avoidance patterns. If you're single, you may meet someone who disrupts your usual emotional boundaries in a way that feels both exciting and unsettling. Career energy is innovative and forward-thinking. Ideas are flowing, and you may feel inspired to start something new, shift direction, or bring a unique concept to life. However, ideas alone are not enough this month. Execution is everything. You must take action. The difference between success and stagnation for you in May is whether you move beyond thinking into doing. Financially, there may be unexpected shifts, either opportunities or changes that require quick adaptation. Flexibility is your strength here. Avoid rigid planning and stay open to adjusting your strategy as needed. Health and fitness improve through routine and grounding. Your mind may be overstimulated, so your body needs consistency, simple routines, regular meals, and physical grounding practices. Things to watch out for: emotional detachment, avoiding vulnerability, overthinking without action, and disconnecting from your own needs. Teas: mint for clarity, lemon blends for freshness, and calming herbs for balance. Colors: electric blue for clarity, teal for emotional balance, silver for intuition. Numbers: 11, 20, 29. Power days: May 2nd, 13th, 22nd. Pisces. Pisces, May is one of your most intuitive months, but also one of your most revealing. Your natural ability to feel deeply and see potential in people is heightened, but so is the risk of illusion. In relationships, you are being asked to separate what is real from what you want to be real. Someone in your life may reveal their true nature this month, not through words, but through actions. The key for you is to trust what you see, not what you hope. If you're in a relationship, emotional depth increases, but so does the need for honesty. Avoidance, fantasy, or brushing things under the rug will not work. This is a clarity month. If you're single, you may attract someone who feels spiritually or emotionally aligned, but take your time. Not everything that feels deep is stable. Career energy is creative and expansive. You may feel inspired to express yourself, create something new, or pursue a passion. This is a powerful time for innovation, but grounding is required to turn ideas into reality. Without structure, your creativity may remain unfulfilled. Financially, intuition is strong, but it must be balanced with logic. Trust your instincts, but double-check your decisions. Avoid making choices based purely on emotion. Health improves through spiritual and emotional grounding. Meditation, stillness, and intentional rest will support you. However, escapism through distraction, avoidance, or emotional withdrawal must be monitored. Things to watch out for: denial, emotional overwhelm, idealizing people or situations, and avoiding reality. Teas: lavender for calm, mugwort for intuition, chamomile for emotional balance. Colors: sea green for healing, soft blue for peace, lilac for intuition. Numbers: 12, 21, 30. Power days: May 1st, 15th, 26th. And just like that, May has spoken. This is not a light month. This is not a passive month. This is a decision point. The blue moon is not here to comfort you. It's here to correct you. It's here to show you what's real, what's misaligned, and what you can no longer afford to ignore. Some of you are being asked to release. Some of you are being asked to step up. And some of you are being asked to finally choose yourselves. But here's the truth I want you to sit with. Nothing that is meant for you will require you to shrink, confuse yourself, or abandon your peace to keep it. So as you move through this month, pay attention to what feels heavy, what feels forced, and what feels like clarity, because clarity is your compass right now. Now listen, if something in this episode hit you, if you felt seen, if something made you pause, if something made you uncomfortable in a way that felt true, that's your signal to go deeper. because over on Patreon, I break this all the way down. I'm talking about the hidden energies, the real relationship dynamics, the spiritual messages behind what you're experiencing, and the things you need to know that I don't say here publicly. So if you're ready to understand what's really going on in your life, not just hear a general forecast, join me there. And don't forget, make sure you're subscribed and tap into the free gift waiting for you. I've got healing affirmations, a relationship-focused podcast episode, and even an opportunity for a consultation waiting for you when you connect. Because this isn't just content, this is guidance. This is alignment. This is your reminder that your life can shift at any moment, but only if you're willing to move with the truth when it shows up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting this space. And as always, this is Life Points with Rhonda, where we don't just talk about life, we transform it. Thank you for tuning in to Life Points with Rhonda. Be sure to subscribe, share, and keep growing.